This video is going to be a brief introduction to the quotient and reciprocal trigonometric identities. The quotient identities are that tangent of an angle is equal to the sine of the angle over the cosine of the angle. Cotangent of the angle is equal to the cosine over the sine. Our reciprocal identities are cosecant of theta is equal to 1 over sine theta, and secant of theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. Now there are more quotient and reciprocal identities that are typically given, but those can be derived in general using these identities right here. We're going to be using the identities to simplify given expressions. I've started off with a real simple one, sine of theta times the cotangent of theta. In order to simplify an expression containing trigonometric functions, it's a good idea to play around with them, try different things, and sometimes, usually, you'll stumble upon one that works pretty well. In this case, for these really easy examples, notice sine, we're not going to split up sine into anything, but cotangent can be split up. So cotangent will typically be split up into cosine over sine. So we're going to get sine theta by times cosine theta over sine theta. If we put sine theta over 1, we notice we have a sine theta on top and a sine theta on bottom, which means that they will cancel out or reduce to equal to 1, which means we're left with just cosine theta over 1 or cosine theta. Alright, here's another example. Go ahead and pause the video, work it out, and press play when you're ready to see the answer. So again, we're going to try to simplify it, and again, cotangent will typically be split up into cosine over sine. So we're going to split this up into cosine theta over sine theta divided by, I'm going to use a huge divide by symbol, over cosecant. Now cosecant can be split up into 1 over sine theta. So if you remember, dividing a fraction by a fraction means we multiply the top fraction by the fraction in the denominator. So we're really going to have cosine theta over sine theta times, we're going to flip this one upside down, sine theta over 1. Sine theta over sine theta, they cancel, leaving us with just cosine theta over 1 or just cosine theta. Now the other thing we're going to be doing with these identities is to verify that a given equation is an identity. Now an identity means that the left and right hand sides of the equation are the same. So again, we're going to do what we did in the previous examples. We have sine times cosecant. We're going to split cosecant up into 1 over sine theta. Now we're not actually solving an equation. We're not doing anything to both sides of an equation. We're just trying to manipulate one side to make it the same as the other side. And in this case, sine over 1 times 1 over sine is going to give us sine theta over sine theta. And anything divided by itself is 1, so we end up with 1 is equal to 1. And we have indeed verified that the equation is an identity. Here's one for you to try on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, work it out, and press play when you're ready to see the answer. Now again, tangent will usually be split up into sine over cosine, and cosecant will usually be split up into 1 over sine. So the signs are going to cancel, leaving us with 1 over cosine theta is equal to secant theta. And our reciprocal identity tells us that 1 over cosine theta indeed is secant theta. So we end up with secant theta equals secant theta. And we've proved that the equation is an identity.